Which I was going to say is very blood omen. It's a bat point.
Yeah, in a sense it is. And so now we can go back to the beginning. Note, by the way, that the portal is also a portal into the spectral realm. So we actually enter the spectral realm through it. That particular point in the game, you're always in the spectral realm.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously we can't go any further now, so let's head back out and see what's up.
Yes, for a game that's like 20 years old-ish, I'm thinking. It has actually fairly modern mechanics, but then the original did, in a lot of ways.
It's also eminently playable.
Yeah. I think the only thing that's a little strange is you don't use the other stick to change the camera.
No, it's L2, R2, which is a bit strange, but you get used to it.
Yeah,
Let's see what he says. Yeah.
This, at least, had remained constant. The endlessly swirling vortex of the abyss, my tomb, and the womb of my rebirth. Though much of Nosgoth's landscape had changed, these cliffs gave me my bearings. My clan territory was to the west. I was anxious to see how my descendants had fared during the centuries of my absence.
You won't be happy with it, Raziel. But we can take a look around before we do that. So, once again, we can get this wonderful look button here so we can see.
Looks cool. Getting dated, but it still looks cool.
It's that thing where it's like, it's enough that it gets across accurately what you need to know about the place.
Yeah.
So we know that this is a precipice. We know that that is a bottomless, fathomless pit. We know that there's a little thing to jump over to, so on and so forth.
I was going to say, this whole structure kind of looks unnatural, almost. Like, you don't really get places that work like this. With layers inside going down and down and down. It's like, it almost looks like it used to be a volcano.
So as you can see, there's places that we're obviously going to get to later.
Yeah. Or you could go over and explore, but you'd have to sacrifice becoming a wraith again.
Same as we can jump straight down.
I suppose so. That would be a quick way to get to the old tentacles.
But we're not going to do... Well, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to continue onwards to where we're supposed to go.
Monsties. Oh, you can pick up torches as well, and you just set them on fire. Yes, and then you should eat his soul.
In a sense, actually, I shouldn't, because like I say, he'll come back now.
I guess, but you did actually need the greenery. Is it worth picking the stick up again to use as a weapon, or is it not really worth having?
The wonderful thing about this game is all of the little details that they've thought of. I can pick this up and find a fire and reignite it. How cool is that?
That is pretty cool.
But for now, actually, yes, let's take it. No, that's not. Right. Actually, this is a particularly useful place to permanently take them out by knocking them down, setting them on fire, and not drinking their soul, because then we never have to come across it again in this tiny enclosed area.
Just like the fighty music.
So let's find out what happened to Raziel's clan. After this fight.
Ooh, that's a different spear. Ugh. I think they're all over. So it was just like, I think there's fire over there. And...
Yeah, I'm just thinking, maybe I should have brought the torch with me. It's too late now.
You could always throw them in the fire if you fancy showing a different death.
I like how annoyed they get when you spear them.
I think the other one left.
Pick it up. There we go. Notice how he's not picking it up with his hands with a sort of a convoluted function. It's just leaping into his hand. Using telekinesis, it's cool. Another one of those mysterious pie pieces.
Some of those things that block is awfully out of place there.
Isn't it?
I thought you'd be able to push it or something, but...
Well, the other thing we can always do is switch realms. Oh, actually, why don't I pick this up and show you what happens if I switch realm holding something?
Ah, okay. Oh.
So there's evidence enough
what?
that time switches. And this will be to get to something secret or cool or interesting, possibly in the spectral realm, possibly later, or possibly it's just step dressing.
It might just be, yeah.
Also, this game is notorious for having a great deal of cut content that made it into the second game instead of the first game. And part of the reason is just because it was so ambitious.
I believe that weapon is just floating there. We're gonna get out of here.
Oh, in fact, can I go all the way back now?
Well, you can only go back as far as the door.
Well, yeah. Goodbye.
Do they attack you and stop you from going through, or no, they kind of vanish slowly? Which is a cool effect.
I must have eaten his soul.
You did. It's the whole other stuff is going on here that you can't see.
Utter desolation. My once proud kin wiped from this world like excrement from a boot. I knew the hand that wrought this deed.
It's also got great voice acting. And the same guy who played Kain in the first one, so you have like two amazing voices in the game.
Yes, because Raziel's voice actor is amazing, and so is Kain's. Also, if you were watching our Blood Omen thing, you may have recognised the character in the beginning, who I'm not going to reveal the name of yet.
The tentacle guy.
The tentacle dude.
We'll call him that for now, yeah.
Yeah, same voice as Death from, or Mortanius from Blood Omen.
Oh, alright.
Oh, can you guys see me?
I don't think they can. Oh, that shot though. But yes, I would wonder if they went well, obviously we still have Kain's voice actor, but the other one who's going to be counterpart to him, we need to get a really good voice actor as well.
Oh yeah, these are all fantastic voice actors. And, that fantastic wordy, verbose way of writing. Yeah. The sort of thing that can give a line to a fantastic voice actor and get him to say something like excrement from a boot and say it really with force. Fantastic stuff.
Are you gonna loop 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 or not? You don't have to, I'm just asking if you want. I was thinking you'd kick it Tomb Raider style. That's what I was expecting. But it's not, it's a weapon as well.
Product Read allows me to draw 2 extra cards from my deck. Sorry.
Is there anything else here before we go on? Or?
Well, we're going to come back in a sec.
Okay, fair enough.
As I'm sure you can imagine, this is a game where we return to the same locations later with more abilities unlocked. Very Metroidvania style.
I was going to say, that's pretty much to be expected, because that was even in the first Blood Omen.
Exactly, yeah.
Was it the first Legacy of Kain? Because they changed where the Legacy of Kain bit is.
It's awkward.
Looks like really this should have been called Blood Omen Soul Reaver.
But it's about the Legacy of Kain.
Yeah. Yes, there's more stuff in here, I think.
Oh, just to show off this mechanic, actually.
There we go.
And that, and the fact that it counts as a separate light source.
Yeah, you actually have the lighting up. That's cool.
So cool.
Yeah, it looks like you can get over there on the left and the right, but there's also a door.
Should we try that then?
It's up to you. Oh, they're kind of like doorways. So is he saying this was his clan, this building?
Yes. That's his clan sign up there.
And the sort of, almost looks like a dragon. Maybe just like a squiggle. to you.
Okay, we can jump up here as well.
Just in case there's any secrets. I don't think there are.
Oh, those? Impalement points?
Yeah.
So, just the fact that it gives us this massive playground and goes, there's vampires, kill them.
Do what you want.
A massive amount of freedom for such an old game.
And you can still open doors while holding your weapon.
So you can also carry items from like sections of the game to really, really massively different sections. So here we have a plunge into the water, and of course that'll take us into the spectral realm. Or we have an option. We can ignore that and just continue on our way up here. I'm not sure which way to go, actually. Which way do you think I should try?
I don't know. I don't think down will be the way forward, so you could explore it.
Let's leave it till later then.
Oh, okay.
Which is, we'll pick this up. And actually, I'm starting to suspect that does go down.
If it does, it's very slowly, which is nice. Because it could be a lot meaner. It's easy like games used to be.
Oh.
Oh, you reanimated. That's the first time we've seen that.
Hey, why don't you come along here where there's water?
Is he there behind you? Well, the camera is a little awkward, unfortunately.
Admittedly, I would prefer direct controls. Actually, he doesn't really need to come all the way.
Well, because you can just pick him up. Just make sure you don't spear him by accident.
No, I mean, I can just get him here. It was only a problem when he was with someone else. So yes, if you pull out the thing that kills them, they regenerate.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to show throwing someone into the water. That's why you were saying come over here to the water. But fair enough.
Actually, this is a good place to do that, so yes, I will. Come on. Oi! He's a big one.
They're very sort of fish-many as well. I assume you don't want to get too close, yeah. Okay, you want to turn so you can see it, yeah. Kind of sizzles away.
Oh, I didn't really get the camera right there, but yeah, you get the idea.
I take it he will stay under there as well if you don't need him.
Well, you can't you can't really pull him out of the water or anything. I think we've lost his thing went down there. Never mind. But yeah, it's not like you can pull the water bucket back out of him, so he's just there now. And yes, they feed on the corpses of people, so it's just to demonstrate that there's still people around. Basically.
Yeah. Same as the building, it's very temple-y.
It is, yes. Fire. So once again, it's giving us the tools we need here.
Yeah, we've got rocks and things attached to the walls. And...
I actually missed him.
yeah, it's in the wall over there. You can chuck him on that wall thing because you haven't shown one of those yet. You've shown the other one, but it's like a shield with a big spike in it. There you go. You don't need it actually to eat it.
Let's leave him there. So, keep an eye on my health, tell me if it goes down.
I'll try.
Sometimes it's actually...
Yes, it did.
Oh, there you go, then it does go down.
A tiny bit, but yeah. So, is this our only way, or is there a doorway? Or are we going up?
We're going up.
The only way is up.
Rude.
He was laying in wait there, yeah. You pick him up and throw him off the one of the things, I suppose. Oh, that works too. I take it falling damage isn't enough for them either.
Well, as it explains early in the game, it's only impalement.
Yeah,
the
fire,
vampiric
water,
weaknesses.
air, light. I was thinking, if you're holding on to them when they're in their lucid state, do they eventually recover?
Yep.
They do. You'll have to show that at some
The
point.
thought of everything.
Is that a no return? Oh, it's raining. Cool. Got weather effects.
Yet again, a detail that you might not have thought of. Same as a lot of the conventions in the game didn't really become mainstream until the PS2 era. Things like the character will look at enemies and items.
So does rain make our life not last as long?
I don't think it has any effect on us. Other than it does what it does in real life, changes the mood, makes things seem more somber, so on and so forth.
We've got different music, so...
Even the different areas will have different styles of weaponry.
Yeah. We've had that one before, but...
No! Please! I didn't recognize these flayed racks of flesh. Their scent was vampiric. They gnawed upon their victim's carcass like dogs.
Which is quite rough. Can I do it?
I don't know. Yes. Because I like that they're hiding out in a cave because they don't want to be in the rain, I assume. They remind me of those Fallout 3 enemies. The fish
Vampires?
one. No, the Fishman one. The Milet Kings?
Oh.
Yeah, there we go. He kind of wrestles his way out. You're going to throw him on the fire or what? I suppose it's up to you. Yes, there's a human.
Thing is, I feel quite bad because they sound so sad. Because the vampires, the different clans, once again, I love the little details of this game are wonderful. They react differently to being killed. So those ones sound quite mournful, whereas the first type we found didn't.
They're angry.
And then you'll get ones lit, they stamp their feet and get annoyed and then fall over. It's brilliant. Yes, there's a guy here. I don't know if we can get a better view of him. Yeah, there we go.
You said his chest pulled open.
And he's been gnawed on like a dog. Like a dog. Because that's the noise dogs make.
Yes, we came down on the left there, yeah. There's another one of those symbols. It's the M1.
It is indeed. And because we've changed area, there is hopefully...
Is that a person?
Well, they're not attacking us.
I was going to say the other wall back in that corridor when we came in was there not a doorway there?
Shall I go back and have a look?
Yeah, just in amongst those pillars. Just in case there was a door.
I don't think there was one there.
Okay. I couldn't see
Good
very
thinking,
well.
though.
I'm not sure how much it really hides stuff.
Oh, there's some sneaky stuff in the game. There's whole areas that are optional.
So we've got a person.
I'm going to leave him alone because he's not attacking me, so I'm not attacking him.
Yeah. We are not the bad guy, are we?
This charnel house bore the unmistakable marks of Melchiah's clan. To what depths had our dynasty plummeted if these ghouls were the descendants of my high-born brother? Were they so debased as to recruit fledglings from the desiccated corpses here interred?
So yeah, this is a different brother. They sort of look more human, I guess.
To an extent, yes.
Is that a different weapon again? It's like a skull on a stick. Actually, it's very Space Marine.
Interesting, yeah.
Block.
Yes, there's a block because we need a block.
And we can still hold weapons as well while moving blocks around.
We should be able to climb on top.
Awesome.
My brother Melchiah was made last, and therefore received the poorest portion of Kain's gift. Although immortal, his soul could not sustain the flesh, which retained much of its previous human frailty. This weakness, it seemed, was passed on to his offspring. Their fragile skins barely contained the underlying decay.
Ooh.
Yes, an ability of the Melchiah vampire
Right under the ground.
is that they can go through the ground.
They're kind of zombie-like. It's interesting we got a little backstory, so they're not very good vampires, I think is the idea. They're weak and made like the youngest.
As you say, it's Melchiah was made last.
Yeah.
So maybe didn't receive the same quality of the gift of Kain.
You could probably do with his greenery if you can get it. Is that a new throw it on-y thing? Oh, cool. No, fair enough.
I think it's fun to leave them there.
Okay, I was just saying you could probably do with it though, but... Now, what have we got?
Did I just... I thought for a second there that hurt me.
You should go to the left one.
Oh, actually, we should have a look at this. Looks cool.
What, the sort of mural? Yeah. Is
Melchiah.
that- Melchiah.
Actually, it's interesting just being up here.
Can you look down? Is
And
that
yes,
it?
this is where we were before.
Oh yes, so it is. That was the guy over there. Cool.
Keep on hearing things, I don't know what it is. Or maybe it's these guys.
Oh, they actually come in.
You can sometimes convince them to burn themselves, yes. They're not stupid enough to just run face long into it if you sort of run around it. So they have some self-preservation, but occasionally, yes, you can get them to attack you when you're just on the edge of it, and then they'll accidentally kind of flop into it.
There we go. As he sort of lurched forward to attack you.
And I don't know if you noticed there, but we had a blue outline. We tarried too long without restoring some health. This staircase, my favourite staircase of the game, because when you press forward, the camera auto turns, and it's very
Ah!
It is very.
Ooh, it's another teleporty space.
This one's different. There's this one.
It's a pass-through.
Yeah. Which is interesting, right?
Oh, we're back outside.
Yeah, it even gets the it doesn't rain inside, it rains outside thing, right?
It's cool. It's a block there. Interesting.
Same as that last pie we found that was up a height. I didn't really try and do anything with it, maybe I should have. So I can't move it very far.
Yeah, you can just move it within that. Oh, there's a thing up there though.
Right.
Because yes, obviously you'll be stuck by that little wooden sort of edge.
Yes, there's a deliberate thing there, isn't there, that prevents you from taking the blocks out of the area because you can't actually move past them.
Can't jump enough anyway.
Which means at some point we will get another block.
Okay.
Interesting, eh?
Yeah.
So let's examine our surroundings. So we have sort of an area here with some water. I also quite like the way you can see under the water, by the way. I think it's really cool.
Yeah. So we can sort of jump glide across here if we want. There's also back there.
And there's also on the surface of the bottom of the on the surface of the bottom of the lake. That doesn't make any sense. There's also on the bottom of the lake as well, as we can obviously watch. Being vampires that we are. Well, we're not vampire anymore. We're something else.
We're a vampire. Okay.
Leave that there. So yes, really, we only have one way ahead, which is across.
I thought there was more to that path to cross, yeah.
What, down over here?
I thought there was and then there wasn't because we just saw it.
Right.
That's what I meant.
I thought you meant I hadn't looked somewhere
No.
or something, so I was going to go back and have a quick squiz. But it has a walk button so that you can't go over.
Right.
Let's see if I can get over to there.
Oh, yeah. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Getting a little low on the health spiral. Oh, careful. Ah! Did you actually need to throw him in?
I don't know if I can from here. I'm surprised he actually recovered. Is it just because it's not deep enough, so, or does he fall out of it?
Yeah, right. Bring him. You're gonna go into the spectral realm at this rate if you're not careful. I think you need to bodily get him in there. There he is. He's... There we go.
Recover from that.
Dodge this, Raziel seemed to say. Oh.
I'm not sure the distance is...
Well, we could try and get through to the next area before we get stuck. Unless you want to go see what's down in the water, but you don't have to.
We can always come back if we want to. Oh, this guy might be kicking our butts.
You could try jumping onto any of these blocks to get out the way. See if you
there's two of them.
See if you can grab a torch or anything.
There's actually a
There's a wall thing there.
little block I can move.
No. was thinking as well, I'm not sure staying in the normal world is the best route. Should you be trying to see what's in the spectral realm in every room? Or is that just a bit tedious?
You can do. I'm not going to be in the material realm for much longer anyway.
I suppose
because I'm about to fade away. Stuff up there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just fade away and find out what happens. Quite like the blue scan lines, they're kind of cool. If a bit sci-fi, perhaps.
Is that why you've got this super close view so you can see them?
Actually, I've got the super close view because I'm curious that if I actually do fade away into the spectral realm, which I'm assuming I can, although maybe you don't, maybe you just stay on the precipice. Or maybe it's not fading more because I'm looking. I can't really tell. I was curious if you were in the view and it changed to the world, if you actually got to keep looking at what you're looking at. That would be an interesting experiment. I suspect I'm not going to actually fade away completely until I take another hit of damage, because that scan line isn't getting faster, is it?
I'm going to say wait for it once a little bit more.
We have such a tiny dot of health.
Beware, Raziel. These wraiths are vampire spirits, fettered too long in the spectral realm. When their vampire natures adapt to this plane, they become eaters of souls. Do not allow these spirits to re-inhabit their corpses.
Vampire eaters of souls, eh?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Interesting what they said as well, where don't let them come back from the dead. That's actually totally flipping can. It's cool. I might even show it if I can. You just defeat them like any other enemy, but they do have that soul suck ability.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Which drains your health. So we're at full health again. Now, the interesting thing is that where we were looking wasn't quite the right place. I wanted to see that particular thing warp, true, but what you're actually supposed to do is look at the wall. I'll show you now. I just wanted to make sure I hadn't missed anything on the way down there. These. Those, when you come in from the other room in the physical world, are flush with the wall. But then when you go into the spirit realm, they bow out, so you can jump on them.
Yeah. And then get up further and further.
Until you're all the way up here.
I take it you want the view of the room. Doesn't actually warp all that much, should you?
Sugar.
Well, you can see the wall is flush now, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess. Same as this fella.
He wasn't there before. But yes, it's the whole, things aren't always what they seem.
Don't take anything for granted.
Oh good, you did get my reference. I'm not sure there's actually a soul, is there?